Woman says that they are doing really well. She got her master's degree. She has everything popping. Her husband, I believe, is an engineer or something like that. I didn't watch the whole video. I only watched like the first 30 seconds or the first 45 seconds because I always like to give an authentic reaction to what is going on, right? But this woman is saying that they possibly make well over $100,000. They own their house. They have two children, and they're still living check to check. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm. Let's get started with the show, y'all.
So I know everybody is feeling this, but how are we doing this? I am in my 30s. I have my master's in business administration. My husband is an engineer. We should be making great money and be golden when it comes to money, right? That's what I was raised thinking. And instead, just like everybody else, we are living paycheck to paycheck. Like, it is so hard. We have a house. We were lucky enough to get a house. I know a lot of people can't do that and haven't had that opportunity. But our house mortgage has gone up $400 or $500 since when we first bought it. Property taxes, they just keep going up and up. So with that, our mortgage just keeps climbing too. We have 2 kids. With kids comes diaper prices, comes formula, comes everything else that comes with it, including daycare. Daycare. We were able to find a daycare that's actually pretty inexpensive compared to a lot of other daycares.
Listen, y'all. Listen. If you and your husband are making a decent amount of money, but you are still living check to check, you have a bigger problem on your hands, and it has nothing to do whatsoever with whether or not it's a high cost of living inside of the United States of America. Has nothing to do whether it's a high cost of living inside of the United States of America. It has everything to do with your lifestyle. Y'all saying she not in a good city. Where does she live again? That don't have nothing to do with it. They don't have nothing to do with it. A lot of people don't even understand mortgages. Some people don't even. She said their mortgage went up. It's not your mortgage. Your mortgage is attached to the cost of your home. Your property taxes went up. Your property taxes went up. It has nothing to do with your mortgage. Your property taxes are higher. But see, because a lot of people don't understand that, when you first buy land and you getting a home built, right? When you first buy land and you're getting a home built, then you're paying property taxes on the value of the land, not the value of the home that's built on it. So when you then get a home built, so let's say, for example, you go through any one of these home buyers and stuff like that, then guess what? If you get a home built, then the property value is going to go up, which then your property taxes explodes. You understand what I'm saying? So she's making all of these things and she's saying that they live in paycheck to paycheck. That's nonsense. It's nonsense. Maybe you overbought your home. Maybe you're paying more. See, a lot of people will say, well, we bought our home. Well, how much is your home? And did you buy too much home? Did you buy too much home? They got facts, lay Hellcat. They got spending problems. And I say this all the time. Most people have a spending problem, not a earning problem. Most people have a spending problem, not a earning problem. Oh my God, we got to pay for daycare. Well, that is the cost of deciding that you want to go to work and you want to let somebody else raise your children. You didn't really do the math on what it took in order to, what it would cost to have 2 children. Why are people so confused? Why do people not know what's going on? How do you not know? A lot of people feel like they got to have 2 cars and they got to have a vacation, 2 vacations every year. That's not. If you can't afford it, They be having car notes, credit card debt. They be having student loans and all of this stuff. Most of this stuff is self-inflicted wounds. This is not stuff that is normal. My mortgage went up.
And even with that, it is still costing more than our mortgage does every month. I'm just so tired. And I know everybody is in the same boat too. Prices are going up for literally everything. Everything. But when it comes to pay, our paychecks will go up, what, a couple percent, but nothing compared to inflation on everything. I just don't know.
Listen, your jobs, I want to be very clear on this, guys. I want to be very, very clear on this. Your jobs owe you nothing. Your jobs owe you nothing. They are not expected to keep up with your lifestyle. Your jobs are not expected to keep up with your lifestyle. That is your responsibility. You have to take care of business. You got to get on top of it. You need to do what you need to do in order to take care of business.
Understand how we keep doing it and where's the breaking point? Where does that come in? When do things turn around? Because there's no end in sight. Everything that the government has put forth lately is only going to make things more expensive for us in the long run. And again, I say this knowing that we are still very privileged. We still have a lot of things that other people do not, but it's still just such a struggle. You know, we're given this promise basically when we're younger that if you get the degree and you do this and do that right, then like you'll be set, you'll be golden when it comes to money and not have to worry about it. And then to grow up and face the fact that all of that's bullshit. Like they fed it into being such a lie and such a trap basically that everybody is just buried in different student loans. Everybody is buried in different kinds of debt that we'll never get out of, that they promised us would create a safe and happy, thriving future.
Who are these mysterious days? That's what I'm trying to understand. Who are these days and when did they promise it to you? For everybody in the chat that is familiar with these days, because I always try to understand who these days are and where did they come from. Who are these days? Are you talking about your parents? Are you talking about your grandparents? Are you talking about your friends and family? Are you talking about the people on the internet? Who is they? Who is they? Let me tell you something. My parents was like, oh my God, Anton, because you're going to be, getting into college. You're going to be one of our first children to graduate from college or whatever, so on and so forth, when I was graduating from high school. And so I went to college for my first semester and I met with the student loan people and I met with the counselors and all of that stuff. And so I was like, all right, cool. So I took out my first semester. I think my first semester, it was like $8,000 in student loans and stuff like that. I said, ooh, wait, because my parents made just enough to where, or too much to where, they couldn't qualify for, the same grants that everybody else get on your FAFSA, but they didn't make enough to be able to pay for me to go to college, which I didn't trip about it. My first semester, I looked at my student loan balance. I said, oh no. Mm-mm. But I was still working, and this is right out of high school. As soon as I got my tax return, I paid off my student loan because I was paying it off. I was paying like, over $600, $700 a month towards it. And then the next following year, I got my tax return from working and I paid it off in full. And then I went to work. And then later on, once I got laid off and I lost my job, I went to community college. I knew I was 18 years old. I was like, oh, no. This ain't going to work. This ain't going to work. Oh, no. Mm-mm. Who are they? So early in my life, I divested myself from what my family started thinking. I was like, you know what? This don't make sense. You know what? I'm going to do my own research. You know what? I'm going to go and look at things. You know what? I'm not really ready to buy right now. I'm going to save a little bit more money. I don't want PMI. I'm going to put at least 20% down. I don't want to pay a mortgage for 30 years. I'm going to do it for 15. You know what? That means that I'm going to have to get a smaller property because I don't want to be house poor. You know what? I can stay out here and struggle, but I'm gonna move back in with my parents. I get criticized. Y'all fall to. I think more people than ever are falling to societal pressures. People to this day. Now, I wind up making the right decision and getting rich, right? I moved back with my parents when I had my daughter because it was 2008 and we was going through the housing crisis. And I said, you know what? Let's refocus and practice group economics. It's no point in being out here struggling. I can allocate more money over to what it is that I need to do. Time to move into the basement. We just gonna have a grand time all together. It was me because my younger brother, he was still in high school. He hadn't graduated yet, I don't think. Or did he graduate? He had just graduated. So he wasn't even 19 or 20 yet. So it was me, my younger brother, my wife, my daughter, my mother, and my father. We was having us. It was 5 adults, 1 child, and we was having a good old time. We wound up making lemonade out of lemons, boy. We had a good time. That's because you moved back in with your parents. That's cool. That's cool. It worked out. It worked out beautifully. I retired, and then I got an offer to go back to work. Why would anybody go to work when they got their own business? Because they offering me the bag. What you talking about? I'm going to get this money. You know how much money they offer? It don't even matter. I don't care if they was only offering me 50, 60, 70, 80,000, 90,000, $100,000 in addition to whatever it was what I was doing from a content creation. I went and got the money. They laughed. They laughed at me. They was laughing at me. Ha! Anton must be going broke because he went and got another job. Okay. I don't, y'all care too much. I think that the problem with a lot of people, and I'm going to be honest with y'all, I think that the problem with a lot of people is that they actually trying to keep up with the Joneses. People spend too much time trying to keep up with the Joneses instead of doing the thing that they know is going to allow for them to do what they want to do for the rest of their life. Nobody told you to buy that big old house. Nobody told you to do this. Nobody told you to do that. Nobody said any of that. Oh, the hoes ain't gonna want you because you ain't make it. Okay, cool. So then that means I'ma just chill. I didn't know that we was doing this for women. What are they gonna be gone somewhere when we get done hustling? They gonna be? Did they move out of state? Did all of the women disappear once you got done getting to your bag? Stop focusing on hoes, fellas. Stop focusing on hoes. Let me say it again for the men in the back, fellas. Stop focusing on hoes. What do you mean, Anton? Stop focusing. Listen, if you're worried about whether or not she gonna rock with you because you gotta go back down and stay low for a second so that you can come all the way back up, then that she not for you. She's not for you. And it's okay. It's okay for her to not be for you and for her to have other preferences. And it's okay for you to not be tripping about it and trying to meet the expectations of a woman, but instead to stay down and run your bag up and focus on how you can make more money. It's okay. I promise you, bro. I promise you. And for all of you people that keep on trying to give this extra credit to women, let me tell you something. And this is the honest to God truth. And I love my ladies. Royce the 5'9" said a phenomenal bar. And I don't necessarily agree with him politically, but I absolutely think he's one of the greatest lyricists of all time. Royce the 5'9" said a bar one time. He said, family, I've never seen a woman make a man a millionaire unless the man was a former billionaire. He said, I've never seen a woman make a man a millionaire unless he was a former billionaire. They gonna be there. I promise you, bro. Listen, if you a young dude and you worried about what your girl gonna think, You got a little girlfriend. Yeah, she busted down for a real one. You don't want to let that little pussy go. Bruh, there's never, ever going to be a shortage of women. There's never going to be a shortage of opportunity. Go and get your money up. Go and focus on what you got to do. Go and get it that sustainable career. Go and focus on running up a bag. Go and focus on taking care of your kids. Go ahead and pay off that student loan. Oh man, I got to get this Charger Hellcat, man. I could either pay off my student loans or I can go get this new car. Man, pay off that fucking student loan, bro. I could either pay off my credit card debt or I can go to the bar and make these. Man, go pay off your credit card debt, bro. That bar gonna be open next week. I promise you. The bar is going to be open next week. I promise you, bro. And I also promise you this. The same people that was at the bar last week is going to be at the bar this week. Whenever I think I'm missing out on something, and I be thinking to myself, like, oh man, I can't do this weekend, or I can't do this that weekend. I'll be thinking to myself, you know what? It's gonna be there next week.